His sole purpose is to discredit it so that he can burnish his own very different approach, which is the compilation of polls.
By the way, Elon Musk gave his total endorsement. Elon, he gave me the greatest, beautiful, most beautiful.
No doubt.
He said, we're not going to have a country left if Trump doesn't get in.
True.
All you have to know is 7 words, and you never have to admit to doing anything wrong again.
Amazing.
And do you know what those 7 words are?
No, let's write this down.
I was born in the middle class.
Perfect, yeah. Allan Lichtman is this historical author of this keys concept where he's got these 13 keys that he says are going to be predictive of the 2024 election. He says he's always been right all the time. And people look back at his 13 keys and they say, well, it feels like you're kind of applying these to the facts a little bit subjectively, like you're changing them. There's no real rhyme or reason to the application. But here's a battle on X, which has been fun. Allan Lichtman says, finally, Nate Silver, the other pollster in the room, says has finally seen the light. Weeks after I predicted a Harris victory, he has now come down on a 2/3 probability of a Trump victory to a 58% probability of a Harris victory. Now, what you'll see is Nate Silver's not very happy about this. He said, I've spent way too much time on this and have a lot of receipts from how you've applied your keys in the past. At least 7 of your keys, maybe 8 of them, clearly favor Trump. Sorry, brother, but that's what the keys say. Unless you're admitting they're totally arbitrary. And he was responding to this comment. Nate, you don't have the faintest idea of how to even apply my keys, okay? You're not a historian, not a political scientist, or have any academic credentials of any kind, which are, of course, useless. Remember, you were wrong when you said the keys could early predict Obama's re-election. And so they're battling back and forth. The funny thing is, if you actually applied his keys correctly based on how he's applied them in the past, they predict a Trump victory. And so Nate's going to release an article more about this soon, he says. Let's just say the little tricks you've played with the keys in the past, Allan, are going to come back to haunt you. The keys shall be respected. They will outlast this little rivalry of ours, and they clearly predict a Trump win. And I agree with that. When I was reading the keys, I thought exactly the same thing. But Allan is coming out now, and he's hitting back against Nate Silver. Here's what he said.
Nate Silver is at it again. He's taken my prediction system, the keys to the White House that has been right since 1984, and claim that he can turn the keys better than me to predict a Trump victory. The truth is, Silver has no understanding of the system. His sole purpose is to discredit it so that he can burnish his own very different approach, which is the compilation of polls. In the very hard to call 2012 election, I called Obama's re-election 2 years ahead of time. Then, unprovoked, Nate Silver issued a 30-page attack saying the keys can't possibly call the election this early. You can't because you compile polls, and polls are not useful until very close to the election, and even then aren't accurate. But the keys can because they reflect the structure of how American presidential elections really work.
All right, but the thing is, his keys feel like they're misapplied, like they change every single time. Trump was also out yesterday saying he's going to fix this government by bringing in Elon Musk to clean house.
The only way they'll get rid of that tariff is if you build the plant in the United States, not if you build it in Mexico, which is what China and others do. If Elon wants to sell a car, by the way, Elon Musk gave his total endorsement. Elon, he gave me the greatest, beautiful, most beautiful.
No doubt.
He said, we're not going to have a country left if Trump doesn't get in.
True.
And you know what I'm going to let Elon do? Unless you people disagree, I'm going to get Elon, and he's great at this. He's going to be our cost cutter. I think he can save trillions. Right? He wants to do it so badly. I don't think I can get him full-time because he's a little bit busy sending rockets up and all the things he does. But he's so much into that. He said the waste in this country is crazy, and we're going to get Elon Musk to be our cost cutter. He's going to do it for zero. He doesn't want anything. But he wants to see this country be great, and he'll do it. And having his endorsement is a great endorsement. We have some really great endorsements, I will tell you that. But we'll get him involved, and mostly on that side of it, and it's going to be incredible. incredible what he'll be able to do without hurting anybody. Just waste. It's waste, fraud, and abuse. Do you ever hear the expression waste, fraud, and abuse? You get rid of that, everybody lives much better. We have a country that's really strong again.
We just want to shrink it up. We don't need the giant wasted bureaucracy that exists out there. And RFK was also out with Trump speaking about Kamala and how the Democrats have this magical phrase, like a Harry Potter magical wand type of thing. Here's what RFK said.
Don't tell the truth when we did something wrong. So one time I hit a baseball through my mom's window and broke it. And my dad said to me, before you answer this question, I want you to remember what George Washington did. He cut down the cherry tree. This is a story every American knew at that time. His father asked him who cut it down, and he said, I did. He always admitted when he was wrong. And now the Democratic Party has given us a loophole around that mandate. All you have to know is 7 words, and you never have to admit to doing anything wrong again.
Amazing.
And do you know what those 7 words are?
No, let's write this down.
I was born in the middle class.
Perfect, yeah. So I wrecked the economy, but don't worry about it because I was born in the middle class.
So repeat after me, I was born in the middle class.
I was born in the middle class, which is true.
So the next time your boss asks you why you were late for work, what are you going to say?
I was born in the middle class.
And the next time your wife asks you why you didn't take out the garbage, what are you going to say?
I was born in the middle class, honey. Oh.
And the next time your landlord asks you for the rent check, what are you going to say?
I was born in the middle class, man.
That's all you have to know.
I'm not paying you.
You don't have to answer any question. And we know why she didn't want to answer that question, because there's no good answer to it.
Right.
By every indicia in which we measure the welfare of our economy, the Trump administration excelled and the Biden-Harris administration has failed us. Inflation on average during the Trump administration was held under 7%. Now it's at 20%. Gross rents have almost doubled.
Insane.
Mortgages have more than doubled in just 3.5 years.
Right.
Groceries have gone up. Gasoline has gone up. Electricity has gone up. Healthcare has gone up. You know the only thing that's gone down? Wages. Though that is not a success story, and I don't blame her for not wanting to answer that question. It was a question that was almost impossible for her to answer truthfully and still walk out of that debate.
Yep, and they're okay with it. What she's going to do is try to promise people some more government kind of handouts, like tax credits, really. So they're not handing you anything. They're just eliminating the pressure from their boot on your neck. They're like, well, we're not going to hold you down so bad anymore. You're like, well, that's nice of you. Thanks for that. How about you just don't tax us at all on this stuff?